The Enchanted Mirror by Knut Blyton. Did you ever hear about the enchanted mirror? Well, it was a most extraordinary thing brought one day by the school inspector. He set it up in the classroom and smiled round at the children. "I wonder if you all know what you are like," he said. "I expect you each think yourselves very fine and hard-working, perhaps very clever, good-tempered, and lovable. Well, you may be, for all I know. Perhaps you'd like to see yourselves in my enchanted mirror?" "Oh, yes, please, sir," shouted the children eagerly. The inspector set the mirror up against Miss Brown's desk. It was a big one. The children jiggled about excitedly. The inspector beckoned to fat little Johnny. Out he came, his plump face red with excitement. He looked into the mirror. Do you know what he saw there? He saw a nice little fat piggy wig, dressed in coat and knickerbockers. What a shock he got! "I'm afraid you must be a bit greedy, little piggy," whispered the inspector in his ear. He beckoned to Lucy, a timid, shy little girl. She came out and looked into the mirror too. Goodness! He saw a little rabbit there, dressed in her blue frock, with big, startled eyes and a woofly nose. "I think you must be too afraid of things," said the inspector kindly. "You must stand up for yourself, you know." Jack came out next, a nice little boy who never tried to use his brains, but was quite content to be at the bottom of everything, although he needn't have been. Oh dear, what did he see in the mirror? A little grey donkey with big ears, its head sticking out of Jack's red jersey. "You needn't be such a little donkey, you know," whispered the inspector. "You've got plenty of brains, really." Betty came out, spiteful little Betty, always ready to say a mean thing or give a sly pinch. She didn't like what she saw in the mirror. She saw a snarling, spitting little kitten with claws outstretched. She went red. "Keep your claws in, Betty," said the inspector. "Don't be catty." Then came Rita, always dependable, honest and trustworthy. She looked shyly into the strange mirror. She saw her own self there, more beautiful than she had ever imagined, for she was not a pretty child. The inspector nodded his head, pleased. "Stay as you are," he said. "Do not change yourself, Rita." Poor Benny came next, a mean little boy, cowardly, and yet always on the watch to hit someone smaller than himself. The inspector was sad to see a mean little rat looking at him from the mirror. "Dreadful, isn't it, Benny?" he said, and Benny nodded, shocked and horrified. Was he really like that? He would hurry up and change his ways then. Molly saw a nice fluffy goose, and how often had Miss Brown told her that? How often had she said, "Molly, you really are a goose. You'll grow feathers one day." And now, sure enough, there she was in the mirror, feathers and all. There isn't time to tell you of sturdy, fearless Harry, who saw a lion in the mirror, nor of Chatterbox Jenny, with the screeching laugh, who saw a parrot, or fussy Tracy, who saw a hen, or trustworthy David, who saw a big faithful dog. And of course, what you really want to know is, what would you see if you looked into the school inspector's enchanted mirror?